That's what I'm trying to get to, like you, because like we said, our relationship wasn't suffering in any way physically, but thinking about it psychologically, what was that need it was needing for you once it resurfaced and you was happily married?
Satisfying a false need. It got to the point where I couldn't wait for you to leave the house, and I'd be peeking out the window because I was in my office and I'm on a, computer, on a computer, and I'm peeking out the window. I'm trying to gauge your time. You're a school teacher, you get out 3:30, whatever. She may run to the store. I gotta be on the lookout for you and the children. And so there were times when I used to work at night, so I have the day to myself, or the house to myself. And there were times when you would come home and I'll be irritable because you interrupted my time, my little time on the computer. That's when it became, an addiction. That's when I knew this is not just some random, casual thing that I'm doing. Because now it's affecting the relationship. I got a question for you. Were you aware?
This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Love you, boo.
I love you too.
Hello, everybody. My name is Peter McNeil. I'm the CEO of A Brighter Path Productions.
Good afternoon. My name is Pamela McNeil, and I'm the COO of A Brighter Path Productions.
And welcome to our YouTube channel.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome.
Yes.
All right.
I wrote down some questions.
All right.
And some of the questions I'm going to ask as if, some people have not seen some of the previous interviews, so I have to keep that in mind. But so that's why I said I don't want to just ask from the perspective of people who already know the answers. So, yeah. So my first one is, when did you get into pornography?
Oh, Lord. That was back in the early 80s. 83, 84. Originally from New York, all right? And New York City, Brooklyn, New York City. And they had this cable company called WHT, Wameka Home Theater, all right? That was like the first cable, that started back then in New York City, all right? They showed films that was out during that time, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Alien, whatever, back then, okay? And now, growing up, we've been in our 50s, late 50s. On our TVs, we used to change, our knobs. The channels we had was 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 31. That's in New York. But we also had 60 and 61, channel 60 and 61. That's where the Wameka Home Theater, WHT cable, that's where they had they played their films, all right, the movies. But on a particular, and you could actually see it, all right? They had this one big squiggly line, all right, that they would try to distort it. They want to make you buy it, but we come from a poor environment. Ain't nobody buying no cable, sure. But if you turn the knob in the middle of the channels and have it stick there, the line will go to the side, and you will actually see what's playing. So that was like, wow, you could see these movies, all right? Indiana Jones, whatever was playing at the time. But late at night, they would play Rated X, which was called soft porn, all right? I was like, wow, this is like 11, 12 o'clock. Like, wow, I'm probably like 17, 18 at the time. And I'm like, ooh, that's how it started. That was the jump off of the pornography.
Right. Now, when you and I met and you did disclose to me that you did watch some porn or adult entertainment from time to time, what was your reason for telling me? Like, I just wanted to know, because I thought about it and I said, why did he tell me that from the start?
when I met you at the club, all right, we danced, you left, I knew you were the one. And we was pretty much inseparable at that time. This is in 97. I think a month into it, wasn't even a month when we was, courting or dating, if you want to call it that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to let her know. I want to let her know that I watch, adult entertainment from time to time. I dressed it up like that. And what was your response?
Well, I wasn't bothered by it because, again, like you said, we were inseparable and, it didn't interfere with anything. But as I look back on it now, a lot of couples bring that into their relationships. The fact that you didn't invite me to share with you, to watch it with you. Maybe that was a red flag, that it was something that you wanted to do that was your own. Like, I'm wondering, is that when it started taking, going toward, not perversion, but like, I gotta just keep this for myself. Was it going to an addiction then? Because you could have just said, let's watch it together. So what was your reason for not saying, let's enjoy it together?
That's a good question. You know why? I believe just while you explaining that.
Right.
I think that was my own safe haven.
So that's what you was looking
That was my escape. One of the reasons, people, I guess, become addicted to certain things, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or whatever the case, eating, social media, is a form of escape. Okay?
That's true.
I'm not a heavy drinker. I don't smoke. I don't do this. I don't do that. But that became my vice. Okay? And it started way back. These addictions mask other kind of problems like severe insecurities.
Right.
You already know my stories. I was adopted when I was young.
Yeah.
My mom's told me she was unable to take care of me and raise me at the age of 6. This is 1972. And I went over I was born in Coney Island. Okay. And from there, I went to East New York. I moved to East New York and started living with my foster guardian, Edna Anderson. And that's where I met my brother. And it started there where I was totally didn't know who I was, insecure, didn't have a voice, didn't know who I was. Okay. I don't know my lineage like that. And that put me in a bubble. Okay. Of just, you know what? I'm just going to create this bubble, which is going to be my safe, my happy place. Because even though I took that when my mom's told me she was unable to raise me, and I was like, I understood. She kissed me on the cheek. I didn't cry. But I think that started some internal stuff I was going through. All right. Fast forward, growing up, insecure, don't have a voice, people pleaser, all that. Because I didn't know who I was, kind of I won't even say trying to find myself. I wasn't even at a place to try to find myself. So when that came, when that addiction came, I just said, that's how I'm just going to deal with life. Okay. It wasn't so much of the sex, that's a part of it, but that's not all of it. Okay. Because there was times when I'm stressed, or overwhelmed with, again, insecurity. That was my blanket. So when I told you that, okay, and at the time when I did tell you that, right, at that moment when I met you and I knew you were the one for me, I let it go for a few years.
Yeah, I know that.
I let it go for a few years. And there was no need for me to even share with you. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I didn't want, because I didn't feel that was something that you was into anyway.
Okay. Did you ever
That's a good question, boo.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did you ever set limitations on it? Like when you were watching it, you know how when a person is addicted to something, I'll say drugs or cigarettes or even social media, I'm only gonna watch 30 minutes. I'm only gonna be on social media 30 minutes. Or cigarette smokers, they'll say, I'm only maybe gonna smoke when I get up, and then I'm gonna do one when I go on my lunch break. Like, did you ever try to set limits on it and felt like, so that you could feel like you in control?
Was this before our relationship or
After, like when it started
when
to
it
get,
resurfaced, when we moved from New York to North Carolina, and when that computer came into our home, I tried to, yes.
okay, when did you define it as an addiction? Like, cause you asked, am I talking about before we moved down here or before our relationship? Did you define it as an addiction before the
I was in
relationship?
denial. I was in denial.
So you would say you were addicted before we met?
Massively.
I didn't know that.
Massively.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I lived at the Bronx at the time, and around the corner from my apartment complex was a video store.
Right.
On Tuesdays and Thursdays, they had specials on Rated X films. You rent two, you get the other one or two for free. So I would wait until I was like, okay, wait till Tuesday and Thursday. When I get my check, I'm gonna get 4. Just one videotape, an hour and a half. 1 hour and a half times 4. That's a lot of watching. That's a lot of, okay? I didn't have no time. You know, I was by myself.
Okay.
Now, when I got with you, and it went away for a couple of years. When we moved down here, and we got our home, and we got the computer in, and I was working on my first project, which is postal, and kind of surfing on the computer and saw that, oh, it's free and it resurfaced. You asked me how did I have restrictions, or
did you try to make sense of it or keep control by saying I'm only gonna allot this much time to it or these many days or whatever?
I did it whenever you weren't around.
So in other words, it always pretty much controlled you.
It controlled me.
Right. Because I was trying to see were you in control, but it would control
I was never in control. It controlled me.
Okay, let me ask you, what's your definition of an addict?
Too much of anything.
Too much of anything.
Too much of anything.
Okay, and so for you, the porn was too much. You were watching it too much.
Too much.
Was it?
For no reason at all, just too much.
Was it to satisfy a need or a void, or was it, again, escape from something?
It was a combination of all that and satisfying a false need. Okay? Like, what am I saying? You always satisfy me. I tried to do it all. It was tiring me out. Trying to raise a family, working on another project, satisfying you. That balancing act was hard. Okay? But yet somehow I did it for a few years, but it was draining. It was draining me physically and it was draining me spiritually.
And that's what I'm trying to get to, like you, because like we said, our relationship wasn't suffering in any way physically, but thinking about it psychologically, what was that need it was meeting for you once it resurfaced and you was happily married? What was, was it a need? Like you said, was it still escapism, like you were escaping from reality, from something, or what was the need?
Remember when we moved down here and I thought I had my postal position, but somehow I overlooked something and that position was gone. And I had to be put back on a waiting list. And I had it, but I didn't do the proper things in New York to put like this. I closed everything out in New York where it was hard for them to pick me up because I wasn't in the system anymore. Down here in the post office.
Right.
So when that happened, that put me in you saw me, I was in a severe funk. Okay? Depression, had these little menial jobs,
But I don't want to use that as an excuse, but that's part of it, you know?
And understandable.
Okay? Raising a family, we had 3 children, young,
Yes.
they were young at the time.
Yes.
We didn't have the house, we were renting a home at the time.
But still, bills had to be paid.
Bills had to be paid, okay?
Yeah.
And I was hot,
Yeah.
okay?
And I'm sure that contributed a lot to it because
Yeah.
you are such a responsible person and you take pride in being responsible and doing what's right as well as being a provider. So when you had that misstep with doing the appropriate steps to get transferred to North Carolina from New York, that was a trigger for
Yes,
you
it
to
was.
go into a sort of a depression.
It was. We're going to stop right there.
Okay.
We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm paying my bills, I'm taking care of my family. Okay, I like to watch porn.
Whatever you did, you need to fix it.
You acting like this is all brand new to you. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, when we first started dating, didn't I share with you that I like to watch a little adult entertainment from time to time? My name is James Richards.
You heard it?
Now we're back.
Okay. Everybody has some vice. Like I told you before, mine is food. I think about food all the time and I eat healthy, but I know, like you said, anything that you do too much is pretty much you're an addict. And I always struggled with trying to balance out, not focusing on food a lot. When is a habit, in your opinion, bordering on addiction? Like, because some people just say, you over exaggerating thing. I watch porn. It's just what I do. It's just something. And it can be social media. We just have a habit of just picking up and, the phone and scrolling through. Just, with your opinion, when is a habit bordering on addiction?
Great question. It got to the point where I couldn't wait for you to leave the house and I'd be peeking out the window because I was in my office and I'm on a, computer, on a computer and I'm peeking out the window. I'm trying to gauge your time. Okay. You a school teacher, you get out 3:30, whatever. She may run to the store. So I got to be on the lookout for you and the children. All right. So there were times when I used to work at night. So I have the day to myself or the house to myself. And there were times when you would come home and I'll be irritable because you interrupted my time, my little time on the computer. That's when it became, an addiction. That's when I knew this is not just some random, casual thing that I'm doing. Because now it's affecting
the relationship.
I got a question for you. Were you aware?
I wasn't aware because, for me, having 3 children as a mother, that's where a lot of my focus was. And especially being a teacher, when I poured so much into other people's children, when I get home, I feel like I owe my children so much time. So probably I would say I wasn't aware, but if I were to look back at it now, I probably interpreted some of your attitude, or just that side of you that's so warm and sweet and embrace me as the frustration of not having your postal job, but not knowing at all it was related to that. So, but that.
And I tried my best to keep it hidden from you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I tried my best.
Yeah.
Even when we would go to sleep at night, you know, I was taking big chances, you know, watching when I'm thinking you knocked out.
And I remember those nights, you know, but again, like I said, with 3 young ones, you know, you knew I was probably out, you know, with ballots and working the children, but I remember kind of turning over and seeing the TV on, the light from the TV, but not really knowing what you were watching, you know, because I just, I know you love movies, period. And that's how you entertain yourself. That's how you unwind. You a movie buff. But, I just really didn't even get it that it was the porn. So yeah, I was in the dark a lot
Yeah.
with regarding that. Yes. I want you to talk about, because like you said, keeping in mind that our whole purpose in the type of content we want to create is to uplift, entertain, enlighten. Can you compare and contrast how your mindset or your frame of mind when you were controlled or in that dark place is different now? Like, what is, now that you set free, how is your frame of mind and mindset different from when you were controlled by the urge?
You said it. I feel so free.
That's awesome.
When I was sick and tired of that whole ordeal, peeking out the window, seeing you, if you coming home, okay, when the children coming home, you know, we're going to church and you putting me on a pedestal, talking about your husband, this, making me feel, I'm feeling this low, okay? And I'm like, this, and I'm not getting anywhere. I'm struggling. I've got these, you know, jobs, you know, and I'm like, and I'm watching you blessing folks, and I'm like, you know, something ain't right. You know, I'm not right. I got to get myself together. So when I made a commitment to God, myself, to, you know, family, I'm going to fight this. It wasn't cold turkey. It took a few years, but it dropped from 2000. When I made that decision around 2008, 2009, right before the book came out, it took around 3 or 4 years for it to completely go away.
Well, that's good for you to share that. Reality is, it is hard, and it
That
did not
urge,
happen
when you're trying to fight
overnight.
something, let me tell you something. From a time when we were together and that urge came back and resurfaced hard, I mean, it came back hard. Ooh, and I was doing what I was doing for them 2003, 2004, 2005, those years, it was on autopilot. The urge didn't have to do anything because I was doing it.
Right.
But when I made a commitment to myself, I'm not going to do this anymore because this is not what God designed me to be.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
I got too much good in me. Okay. I'm destined for something. I got assignments that I need to fulfill that God put in my place, in me, in us. And I'm not doing my part. Nah, I'm gonna kill this.
Right.
All right. But it took a while.
Right.
It took a while. And I'm saying all that to say, once I made a commitment, that's when that urge say, no, I'm not through with you. I got to keep you back down here so you can be in misery. You can be in pain. I don't need you to start looking for your greatness within you. Okay. I don't need you going over here to do what God is to know. I need to keep you over here.
How did you get to that place where you were able to break through that mindset of, you know, just operating in your lower self? Because a lot of people don't get to that place and they just go through life being controlled by some substance or, you know, the lower self, and they don't grow and progress and or hear the voice of God. Like, you know, how did you get to that place where you changed your whole mindset about yourself?
Oh, man.
Just say, I'm better than this, and this.
It's a combination of a lot of things. First of all, this gentleman introduced me to Les Brown.
Okay.
who's a motivational speaker.
Yeah,
If
we
you don't
all know.
if
Yes.
you don't know Les Brown, look him up.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gave me what was a CD of Les Brown. I've heard of him, but didn't hear any of his, of his CDs. When I popped it in my vehicle, my CD player, and started listening to him, the first thing that came out of his mouth was, "You got greatness within you."
I know that you've got greatness within you. I know that you have unlimited potential in you. I know that you have something to give to the universe that was not here before you showed up. Somebody said that life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. What kind of gift are you giving? And what kind of gift could you give if fear wasn't an issue?
It's like that shook me. That shook me. And then just listening to him more and more, I was hunting for more of his, his work. All of his, teachings as a motivational speaker, in addition to church. Okay. I always look up to you because you put people first before yourself.
I appreciate that.
Meaning, you being of service. Okay.
But I know we're gonna get to the movie, but
which is cool.
I made the connection of when you said Les Brown said you got greatness within you. I had a mom, may she rest in peace, who told me that as a little girl. And so she told me, you came from greatness and you gonna be great. And so when you got somebody that builds you up and you needed that, and Les did that for you, and you feel like you're on top of the world, you feel like you should serve because you just having somebody tell you that you are great, then you want to help other people feel great and be great. So I just made that connection that's important for people and us as parents and for viewers to hear that. It's important what people speak over you and speak into you, and Les Brown spoke that into you.
I never had that. My mother gave me up. I didn't get it from her. And I thank God for my foster guardian, Edna Anderson, for really providing us with a home.
Right.
When I say us, me and Kevin, because we became brothers, in 79. But she never said that to us.
She was just doing the best
she was doing the best she could. Our mother and our father, adopted parents, the McNeils, adopted me and Kevin in 79. Loved them, gave us everything. But didn't hear that either.
Right.
But didn't hear that either.
Yeah.
It's one thing we going to church. Okay, when you get little, we going to church.
Right.
We just going.
Right.
We're not receiving anything.
Right. But that's when go ahead.
And but I'm not hearing any of that. Okay, I'm not getting any of that from anybody saying you got greatness. I see a future, blah, blah, blah. Any of that. Until I heard it from that man through a CD from this guy who just randomly gave it to me.
And that's when I said that's when God has assigned the right person to say it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It may have not been a relative for you, but it was through that encounter.
That's how life
with Les
is.
Brown.
Sometimes you don't get it from parents or the close ones. You get it from random people.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. And so as a filmmaker, we both study the craft and we both one in plan for our company, A Brighter Path to be successful. And we know that rom-coms are very, very popular. And we know that people say if you want to make a really successful feature film, do something commercial. But Urge is not a commercial project. It is personal and it's
like a niche type.
Right. So
of project.
Right. So why did you opt to do Urge over something like a romantic comedy or something that's commercial that everybody can kind of identify with?
Because that's not what God placed in my heart.
Okay. So Tell us about Urge.
The first project was kind of commercial that we was about to tackle, which is Postal. All right, it had all that romance, drama, and everything. This was on the back. This was the follow-up as a book. And the reason why I said I was going to do this, because when I was deep in it, when I was really deep in it, this was like 2004 or 5, sitting in front of the computer, y'all in the bedroom sleeping. I'm up 2, 3 in the morning. In the eye of that storm, God said, "You going to write about this." In the eye of that storm, God said, "You're going to write about this." Okay? First, it was going to be a book format, but it turned to, a feature film. Okay? God placed it on my heart to do this.
What do you want people to get out of the movie?
That you can overcome anything if you put your mind to it and put God first. Okay? You got to understand your why. Well, when I said, okay, how is this benefiting me? How is this addiction? What's the plus and minuses? I had to do that. I had got out of yellow pad. What's the plus and minuses? It wasn't no plus. It was a whole lot of minuses. It was preventing me from, moving forward with a lot of stuff. I don't care what anybody say. If that's something that they choose to do, cool. All right. I'm just speaking on my behalf. Because, you're going to have the people out there like, that ain't nothing, blah, blah, blah. But if it's an addiction, okay, you just can't pass it off as it's just, a passe thing. And it's affecting other people other than yourself.
Right.
Okay.
And also you said earlier, it was pretty much something that was keeping you in a low place,
On a very low place.
Right. So that was a problem. Because you can't give up yourself to anybody if you're not in a place to give.
Exactly.
So,
what are you going to give them?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's right.
How you going to motivate? And granted, some people might motivate people, and they going through a lot of stuff we don't know about.
Right. Right.
So in my case, I said, you know what? I'm going to make this film for people, especially an addiction like this, which is considered taboo. There's one thing, people can be addicted to drugs. You can see it.
Right.
All right. Addicted to alcohol. You can see that. Addicted to whatever. But this, you don't know.
Because you don't see the physical.
You don't see the physical
impact, right?
And that's what I wanted to show in this. You had reservation on how it was going to begin, like the opening scene. And I said, I have to have this because I want people who's dealing with it. And you are a witness of people that just reaching out to me, inboxing, emailing, calling me, thanking me for this film because they're going through this ordeal. I want people to see how they look and how, not only how they look, but this is what happens when addiction really grabs hold of you.
Right.
And it's going to, no matter how, you're a good person. Oh, Pete's a good person. James in this film is a good person. Got a great family, got a great job, but you don't know what he's going through. None of his friends know what he's going through.
Right.
Except his wife.
Right.
Okay. His wife is frustrated. Okay. I'm doing all this, but yet you're still going over here. And then you start feeling, and what you gonna start feeling?
Insecure.
Okay.
Unwanted.
All of that. Okay.
Like, am I enough?
Why? Because of what I'm doing is affecting how you feeling.
Right.
So I'm not putting you in that place no more.
Right.
I asked God for you. God gave me you, and I'm treating you like this. I can't do that. I can't do this no more.
Well, I know that, a lot of people that have reached out to you and, thank you for making the movie, said that was them. They see themselves in the lead character. How would you say you really overcame that addiction? Because a lot of people have disclosed to you they can't, and that urge still has a hold on them.
How bad do you want it? I understand. We had 3 premieres: Charlotte, Atlanta, Houston. All 3 people came out and was thanking me. People, random people. whether it was out in public in the audience or privately in the hallways, or out pulling me outside, asking me, how did you do this? Because I'm still,
Right.
deep
That's
in
why
this.
I asked the question.
Okay. And I just asked God, to give me the strength to deal with this.
And that's
first and
important.
foremost.
That's,
Okay.
yeah.
And then I really dove into writing,
Okay.
to something I enjoy doing. And I started putting other people first, because that's, how I'm going to help people or be of service if I continue serving myself.
Right.
Okay.
And that's what I want, or any kind of addiction, and that urge got a hold on you and got you in some dark place. Go out and bless somebody, and you will feel amazing. Like that can be the high that you seeking from that drug or that porn or whatever. But one other thing I wanted to ask you was, I know you've overcome it. To God be the glory.
God is good.
To God be the
God
glory.
is good.
How do you continue to stay free? Like, what has kept you from relapsing?
It don't serve no need in me anymore.
That's awesome.
It doesn't serve any of me. This is 2013, 2014. It's gone. You can leave the house. You ain't got to worry about me.
So you are completely delivered.
And you know how? Because I remember when I tried looking at it. When you watch porn, you may have your certain actors, actresses that you would like to watch perform. Your favorites. I tried to rely on my favorites. They weren't doing me anything. They weren't doing me.
You were free.
I was free. That's when I knew.
You were free.
That's when I knew.
You were free. That
was it.
So it is possible.
It's very possible
to overcome porn addiction.
And I just felt alive. And I also felt like, okay, I got work to do. I wasted all this time. I got to start working,
Absolutely.
And that, finish my book.
Absolutely.
Okay. We did our short film post.
Yes.
Got a screenplay ready for a miniseries. We're excited about that.
Yes.
Got this in rotation on Prime Video, Tubi, and all the other ones, and our documentary. That opportunity fell in our lap. That's because of God. To be obedient.
Yes,
you have to be obedient.
Yes, it is.
You have to be obedient.
Yes, so.
Yeah, so.
Well, I'm so thankful that you're free and still free. And
I feel good. I feel good. And I just want people, you ask me what you want people to get out of it, that you can overcome it.
Okay.
And find out what you're supposed to do in life. Okay?
Right.
And put your focus and energy in that.
Amen.
And being of service.
Amen.
Okay? Because that's where you go get your blessings.
That's where
when
you get
pour
your
in
blessings.
The blessings. And I learned that from you. I learned that from a lot of other folks.
Thank you, sweetie.
Okay? I learned that from a lot of other folks. And that's what I apply. Okay? Think of others and the blessings will come.
Amen.
All right? So thank you for those questions.
Well, thank you for being honest and transparent with your answers. So
no problem. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you so much. And let's continue to make more content.
We will.
For those who watch, thank you for watching. And this is our first episode, which is a great start off, a great jump off of all the content we're going to be providing to y'all. So that's why I say subscribe, because my wife is a teacher, educator, and she's going to branch off and do her thing underneath this umbrella of A Brighter Path. And just continue following us. And we're going to be dropping more content in the future. So with that,
we're going to share just all the ways that we experience God in His favor and His blessings in our lives every day. And that you learn to look for God in, everyday experiences.
All right. So we're going to say that's it. And we look, I love you.
I love you too.
Until next time.
Till next time.
All right. Everybody out there, y'all take care.
Yes.
And we all see you next time. All right.
And join us again on This Is the Day. I like that title.
I love that title. This is the day. This is the day. To start off a brand new day. Okay.
I love that title.
Yeah. We go dive deep in a lot of stuff that,
Yes.
we've been dealing in.
I know.
So dealing with that need. Yes. All right. Peace.
Blessings.
Blessings.
Hello, my name is Natasha Brene, and I am so excited to host the Urge movie premiere here at Studio Movie and Grill.
I was fighting addiction, a real addiction, and it was causing friction within myself and my family. So I had to make a choice, either continue going down that road or overcome it.
Really excited to be here. It's been a really, really great turnout. I love being a part of this film, film with a message, which you don't really see a lot of that going on today.
This project is so amazing and it has a great message. So anything that has a good story and it has something that'll touch people, I'm always amazed and excited to be a part of.
It was a very beautiful film, and congrats to Pete. He did a great job, and I look forward to seeing more films.
Shouts out to Peter McNeil. This is a powerful film. I hope more people get a chance to see it. I was blessed enough to be able to be a part of this Atlanta premiere. The movie's going to be going throughout the country, so make sure you check it out. You can follow the hashtag #UrgeMovie2021, and you can learn more about this movie. A true example of Black love. Bravo, Peter.
Do it.